In the American aesthetic going.
A long time ago, David from Why So Sidious Pod on Instagram and Andy from the Galactic Core podcast met online, and we all decided to do some collaborating, talk about Star Wars, comics, Marvel, DC. He's been on for like 4, 5, 6 episodes, maybe, Andy, and now he is a part of the podcast officially. This is his first recording as an official member of the Why So Sidious podcast. So welcome this man in. We are so excited to have his flair and his charm out here in Why So Sidious. So yes, Andy, say what's up.
Thank Brought you. His own applause.
How do you describe it, Dave? I'm going to suck myself off a little bit. So, yes, thank you guys. I really appreciate you bringing on board. Obviously, anyone from the Galactic Core podcast side of things knows about you guys. You guys have been on my show a ton. I've been lucky enough to come on your show, and yeah, now I've sort of brought my show to a bit of an end. And we had a chat. You guys were desperate for some British decorum on the show. I was desperate for some American daddies, and here we all are. So I genuinely really appreciate it though, and I'm more than happy to be here, part of Why So Sidious. It's amazing.
Well, and what a small world this community brings us together like that. Andy, across the whole damn pond, and somehow y'all met up online, and I mean, we all like the same things. It's crazy. Different countries, same interests, and that's just wild. So the small world aspect, bringing us together in that community. Like, I don't think I would have a UK friend talking to consistently if not for that connection. That's just wild. So very, very happy to have Andy on here. Today's going to be an Avengers, Doomsday, Secret Wars oriented nerd therapy. A lot of theorizing and also getting out and like doing some fun casting type stuff. So yeah, we are at Why So Sidious Pod, TikTok, Instagram, X, Glitch. So check us out over there. And yeah, I guess let's just get into it then. So starting off with a yes/no game. Andy, this is the first time you've been a part of this one, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so pretty simple. Just the question will be phrased as a statement, right? And you're just going to say yes or no. If you believe it, we can get into it, but it's not meant to get too far into detail. All right, and first off, we have this question, not question, statement. The first big incursion scene for the 616 will take place in Wakanda.
No.
I like that. I kind of like that. Yes.
Yes. I think so. Dave, probably. Andy, did you read the Hickman Avengers comics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of how it starts over there in the volume 1 of the New Avengers. The first time we all see an incursion is in Wakanda, so they got to start figuring out what to do.
I mean, the only reason I say no is because I think they focused a lot on Wakanda in Infinity War, and they want to take this somewhere else for the start of this. So.
Yeah, but you got to ground it in the 616, right? You got to start somewhere.
New York, where it always is.
I know.
Poor New York.
I'm thinking San Francisco this time. They're gonna throw it out into San Francisco. Really bring some glory back to that city. It's not doing great these days. No, I mean, we got Scott Lang out there, and I think didn't we see the Young Avengers assembling in San Francisco last? So I feel like we may do some Young Avengers intro scene, and then they're the first because these are the young bloods. They're about to try to get more into this universe. So that'll be my guess, but Wakanda makes sense again for the Hickman thing. Totally. My first thought was kind of picturing that too, them being under the dome or something and crazy high tech, advanced sensory. But I'll go with San Francisco. Yeah. I get it's yes or no. I just wow, terrible job at this game. First off, so sorry about that.
Magneto.
One word answer, okay?
We could get into it a little bit though if you want to. So
no, I'm kidding.
Magneto and Dr. Doom will have themselves a 1v1 in Doomsday.
What about Secret Wars? Could we do Secret Wars to just Doomsday?
Yeah. Doomsday or Secret Wars for all of it.
Oh, I was gonna say no to just Doomsday.
So you think Magneto will be a big part of Secret Wars too?
I'm gonna go no on
true.
both.
Oh, I kind of think
I
they
don't think it'll
will.
happen.
Yeah,
And
I think
it's
yes. I think
yeah.
I don't care what they do with Magneto, but I think it'll be big, dude. Magneto in an Avengers movie is like they
It's
got to
the
do
old
something.
X-Men as well, isn't it? So they got to
Yeah.
get wiped out somehow.
Yeah,
That's
He's
true.
got to retire them. He's like 89 or something, isn't he?
Ian
Like,
Yeah, we
McKellen
just have to
versus
do it
RDJ
big.
doesn't get me going that much. I don't know. I'd rather see, if Michael Fassbender was in it, I'd feel more inclined to seeing a bigger
100%.
face off. But Patrick Stewart, I don't see him. Ian McKellen, I don't see. Good lord, I see him
Plus-
having like one major moment, but they're not going to be putting that dude through a ton of crazy action sequences in this movie. I don't think until we get a younger Magneto.
So we got yes from me, yes from Andy, no from Dave, Caleb.
I think yes, actually, because I don't see Ian McKellen going to Secret Wars. I could see
Me neither.
Doctor Doom taking out the original X-Men.
Well, I don't see a lot of the original X-Men going to Secret Wars, right? I feel like
No.
this is their third and fourth and finals send out.
Yeah,
swan
right.
song.
I'm sorry. So is this like a one-on-one, like Doctor Doom and Magneto one-on-one?
Yeah, even just a scene.
kind of thing. Okay.
Well,
Well,
maybe-
yeah. I mean, they could be in the same scene, like, and maybe he
And
gets
just-
wiped out in a big group sequence. But I just don't think it's going to be a big one-on-one showdown between the two of them. That's what I thought you were asking.
That is what I'm asking. So you're
Okay.
still a no on that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, if
I
it's
don't
like
think they'll have a
Doom,
big standoff 1v1 between the two.
Yeah, it's
I
probably.
don't-
I want it so bad. That'd be sick.
but it could be Doom versus the X-Men, and then you get like a
Right.
couple minute
course,
sequence
right.
involved where it's Magneto versus Doom in there. You know,
Right.
Yeah. I guess that counts. But I'll still say no for the sake of the game.
Yeah. Andy, good call on this one. Not a full topic, so it's just a yes or no. Will Bruce Banner's sling will be Bruce Banner's arm will be in a sling in Spider-Man 4.
I don't
No.
care. And if it is,
I know.
I'm over it. Why don't get rid of the sling? We're over the sling.
Yeah.
We can move on. It's been years.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
if
just
he's not going to be Smart Hulk anymore, he's managed to divide the two of them again. Then why would he be in a sling? So
then how do you explain it though? It's supposed to be like permanently damaged. Or
could be scarred.
did they
Could
ever
be
really
scarred
say
still.
that?
His arm could be kind of black but normal again.
Yeah.
Well, when did She-Hulk take place? Wasn't that after Endgame? Is
Oh my
brain
god, his
right?
Yeah,
arm was
no.
not even in a
His arm
sling
is
there.
totally normal.
and his arm
Yeah.
is absolutely healed. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no. I'm
It's just
gonna
that
say
Shang,
no.
but that Shang-Chi post-credit scene is where it was in the sling, right?
Right, but
Yeah.
that was before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before.
Who
Shang-
knows when
before?
that? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I guess it's out of the sling. They're just not going to explain it. That's all right. Okay, kind of back to Magneto. Magneto and Scarlet Witch will share significant screen time together as father and daughter.
I'm gonna
No.
say
I'd
no.
like to.
There's like reports
Yeah,
coming
like-
out about
yeah,
that.
but-
She's
I
making
think we get a
comments.
scene or two, but significant. I don't think we get a significant. In Doomsday,
Yeah.
Or
I think we get a nod.
Right, a hint.
I
Yeah,
think there's
I
a
would like
chance
to
they
really
really play into
thing.
it.
I would love it if they did. I'd be
Yeah, the thing is, she's talked about just recently online. She said House of M would be a great comic to adapt. I'd be down. And then there was other reports coming out of those, like maybe your Cosmic Culture or Daniel RPK guys talking about how they're going with like this father-daughter thing. So rumors are flying around about it.
Is she
We'll see.
confirmed for Doomsday?
No,
I think she's confirmed to not be in it. Actually,
yeah, Wanda will be in that thing. I think.
Come on.
I think, well, I think she'll be in it towards the end, like when Doom's about to win or something. She turns up.
he said it 6 months ago, so that's not. But she said she wouldn't be in either of them. But there's no confirmation that she's in Doomsday.
Lies.
Right. Well, they have a lot more to confirm too. Like Hulk's not
Right.
confirmed. A ton of people.
JD, you
Yeah.
made me think of a Nerd Octagon real fast.
What is it?
Thanos and Gamora versus Magneto and Wanda.
Well, Magneto.
Magneto and Wanda.
What about if he has like 2 Infinity Stones?
Yeah, now things have changed. Which
You're right. Power and space, you know.
Then I'll take Thanos.
I'm not sure with those two stones. I would.
I'm going with Wanda on those two. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it was
I was
reality
thinking
and
Maybe he
time
does
or
need the
something.
reality, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm going Wanda.
Just
It's
a little
like
father
soul and
daughter
reality.
action.
I think Thanos might have
Space.
the
You
edge,
could do
but-
tricky stuff with space
Yeah.
though.
You could.
You could throw him into a black hole, maybe. I don't know.
Throw a moon at him.
So how about this last thing on Magneto? We will see like a top 5 or potentially Magneto action scene display of power. It's an Avengers movie, baby. Bringing back Ian McKellen.
A you shall not pass kind of thing.
Sure.
I'll go yes on that. Right
Yeah,
before he dies.
Right. Yeah. Sacrificial ending. Because Magneto's like complex. He's
Days of
not
Future
exactly
Past.
a full-on villain. He'll probably be a villain the whole time and then just do something super crazy to be
Just
a
save
good
Wanda.
guy. Like, yeah, he'll do his Vader thing in Return of the Jedi and be good at the end.
That's only one movie to set up a saving his daughter that he's never met before this movie type of thing.
We got a
though.
lot
That's
going
a
on.
lot to build on in a single movie that has 8,500 different characters in it. You know, I don't think they're going to be able to have that time to build that much on Wanda and Magneto. But again, hope so. I'd be stoked if they're the main characters.
I'm going to say no to that one simply because I think the X-Men are going to be sacrificial lambs near the start of the film to show some Doom power. I think a lot of them are going to get wiped out really early on. A bit like Foggy in Daredevil. You bring him back, get all the excitement building, and then wipe him out in the first 15 minutes just to get everyone like, what the fuck?
I'm starting to think like this is their Avengers versus X-Men movie, and that's not going to be a thing next phase or next few phases. Starting to feel like this is going to be it, and they're going to be. I could see a few X-Men absolutely getting wiped to show Doom's powers early on, right? But then again,
like Deadpool-esque type, like look at this whole squad, and then they all just get slaughtered, just like oh, damn.
They
okay.
don't really stand up to the Avenger power levels like that much. What do they do against Thor? You know, nobody
Well,
on there
especially the
can touch-
movie versions.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, Doctor Doom will have his own cabal of villains.
Doom.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think
There was
probably
news about it.
yes.
What was there?
Yeah.
I think we made a team. I don't know
Like
if it was
a
just
rumor.
me and Dave.
That
or it
was,
me
yeah.
and JD. We made a team of his lackeys.
And Dave brought up King Thanos, and I like that a lot.
Hmm.
That'll bring the opportunity for the spine punch.
And I brought up
Yeah.
Spider-Man to be on Doctor Doom's team because RDJ kind of tricks him into a false sense of-
Yeah, I
did
could
talk
see that at first. Because again, he's going to be saving the multiverse. He might have some heroes actually kind of believe in him.
Oh, Mr. Stark.
Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
Clea.
All right. Avengers and or the X-Men will fight Galactus in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Even for a scene.
Is
I'm
Galactus
saying
confirmed
no.
for Doomsday? Is Ralph Innocent
No.
No.
listed?
But
I
I
don't
mean,
think Galactus plays a part.
It's
in
part
this.
of
I think
it.
he plays a
Yeah,
part
I
in
think he's
Secret
gone
Wars,
then.
My only
Secret
issue with
Wars?
that is he was so important to Secret Wars. So I could just see him in there a little
I don't
bit.
even remember
Same
him
in Secret Wars, not
which
Doomsday.
is
Well, the original at least.
oh, okay. I
He
gonna
was
say, I don't
in-
remember him in
He was in
the
both of them because
newer
Franklin
one much.
Richards like blew his head off in the modern Secret Wars.
It was brief though, right? Like it was a
Very-
super short intro, almost kind of showing up or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
But then he was one of the main characters in the OG Secret Wars. That's why I think it could be possible. So I'll still go no on that. I haven't even been answering these.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? just outsourcing all the work to us.
gracious
real
host.
nice way to treat our brand new member.
So
of the
there's a new
show
member
here.
now picking up the slack.
Yeah, how about you do everything here, Andy?
It's just delegating. All right. Alfred Molina and or Green Goblin, skipping on the name,
William
will
Dafoe?
be in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Dr. Octopus or Green Goblin.
Yes.
Is that want or believe?
Want more than believe. Being positive.
I'd want Green Goblin to be in there. I just don't think either of them will be.
Yeah, I think they kind of gave those villains their final arc in No Way Home. So
That's fair.
bringing them back might kind of be, beating a dead horse.
That's
Yeah, shoot. I kind of don't want it anymore now. Just thinking of that.
All right. The Void from Loki will be Battleworld.
Oh, the void at the end of time. Interesting.
I like that.
It's a
Yes.
good idea.
Or it's called the same thing, right? In Deadpool and Wolverine, that was the Void.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the void.
Yeah.
So that's where everything goes, right? When they get pruned, they go there. So
Mhm.
And it would check out if Doom was going to Loki eventually to become God Emperor Doom to take over the God of Time kind of theory we had there. It would make sense that would bring him to the Void and the whole End of Time and the TVA and everything going there and utilizing that once he discovers it. Yes, love it.
He has to get through alive to get to
makes
where
sense.
Loki sat on the throne.
Yeah,
It would be cool if he could, Dr. Doom could interact with Victor Timely, the guy at the end, the one at the end of time that is in that's Loki's season 1 finale.
Oh, that's
He Who Remains.
He Remains.
He Who
yeah.
Remains.
I
Sorry,
was
not
like,
Victor
I don't want to
Timely.
really see Victor
No,
Timely
He
talking to
Remains.
Doom.
Excuse me.
Timely.
Hello.
No, He Remains.
All right, 2 more. This one's more for the comic readers here. I love you. We will see Black Swans in Doomsday.
Of course. Love that.
Hell yeah.
Tell me more, love. I'm interested.
Those are my favorite swans.
There must be
Do
2
you remember
chicks.
those, right?
They're
Yeah,
two chicks.
absolutely.
The culty, yeah.
More than 2. A lot of them. But
There's
they
a
are
bunch of
chicks.
them, yeah.
They're all chicks, though.
It's like
so
a whole religion.
Good
Okay,
call
there you
there.
go. Okay,
Who's the main one that gets captured and is the one who's in the cube with I forgot the
Terax.
Terax, yeah, there you go. Wasn't she just called Black Swan too?
Yeah, she was
her
just
that
one
was
of the
her name
Black
the whole time?
Swans.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's just one of them, and they were like this culty group of religious whatever, designed to take out the molecule men of their universe, I think.
That relies on a big portion of whether or not they're going to do a certain thing in this iteration of Secret Wars. So if they do go that route and we see kind of builder mentions and stuff, then absolutely. But outside of doing that entire plot, I don't know if it makes sense to bring them in. They could write them in and just kind of change their story a little bit. They always do that. So just convince myself again. Yes.
Complicated to bring it in.
You talked yourself into it.
I was kind of. I think no, actually. I think no. Oh shoot!
Damn it, JD! You got me to be vulnerable. And bail on me.
I want them in there. Well, your first arguments were like, yeah, that sold me on no. Actually, they can't write a whole new religion of characters in there. I don't think, but they could, like you said, rewrite
could
them a
just
little bit.
doing the
simplify
film
it.
as it is.
Because he is going to need his own army of somebody besides Doombots, right?
Yeah,
Black
because Doom was
Swans.
they worship Doom, so it would totally still make sense. Yeah, you could still have this different being that's, I don't know. I think you could use it.
I'm really
just
curious
change
because he could either have Black Swans or he could like have a relationship with Namor and like the Atlantean or the Talocanians are kind of part of Doom's army. You know, there's got to be some sentient army besides robots.
Oh, we just saw
Not the Chitauri.
iteration of Talocan army being used for evil purposes in a recent project in a pretty crazy way. Just leave it at that.
Oh yeah, no, I was
kind of a spoiler for
like half asleep.
something. Yeah, it's fine.
Zombies?
That
Go watch
doesn't-
Marvel Zombies, bro.
I was like, I'm trying to think of what it was.
Yeah, love. No, I've only seen episode 1. Pretty good. All right, let's move on. Let's get a little more into depth. Before that, though, get into depths as far as theories and all that. We're gonna do some, I guess not casting, but we're gonna rank our 3 most wanted MCU duos that we haven't seen yet. So, ton of people have not met yet. Ton of big characters. New guest. And, sorry, you're not a guest.
How dare
New
you?
official
How dare you, sir?
member, Andy. Let's hear what you have to say about this. Who would you like to see on screen interacting?
Dare you? So because I'm new, I thought I'd take liberties. I've got 4 because why not?
What?
I mean, I've got 2.
He's been known for this.
Well, yeah. Because I've got two serious ones and then 2 like fun interactions I think would be good. So the first ones are like pretty much street level. So I want to see Daredevil and Moon Knight together. I think.
Oh, come on!
Suck it, mate.
Good thought.
Yeah, I think they would have a great interactions. And Matt obviously being religious and then learning that there's deities that have avatars through them would be a massive thing for his faith. So I think that would be a really interesting interaction between them. Just because I want to see them cause absolute chaos on screen, I want to see Punisher and Blade meet each other. Like Punisher's reaction to the fact that there's vampires out there and they just go off killing together. I think that would be pretty immense. And then on the fun side of it, I know people weren't obviously liking the series, but I want to see She-Hulk and Ant-Man meet. I think they have actually like a weird. They'd have a really good weird combination together, of like, because the way that Ant-Man is just sometimes so happy, he's like listening to them telling stories and he's just smiling away or happy, and then like
Endgame.
yeah. And then like She-Hulk could like be breaking the fourth wall, and Ant-Man's just looking at us smiling, going, "Who are you talking to?" And I think they would actually have a fun interaction and bounce off each other quite well. And then just my last one. This is a wild one out there, but I would really want to see Ms. Marvel meet Namor, because I think she would absolutely freak out at seeing this dude with little wings on his ankles flying around, and she would get so awkward around him, and he'd be like, "What?" Because he's so serious, obviously in Wakanda Forever. I think those two having to have a scene or two together would be quite amusing, and I actually think that would be a really fun little weird crossover that you might have not gotten otherwise.
That's fun. That's fun.
I like it.
I like it.
All right, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
wow.
that
Love
was-
what you got.
Well, I was gonna say Spider-Man and Hulk, but I think they're gonna be
Oh,
meeting in the next movie. But they haven't met yet, which is
Are you
kind of
working
crazy.
for Disney.
That would have been on my.
Well, actually, I have-
They'll meet at Tony's funeral in like the Endgame battle.
Yeah,
I-
but not like a scene in the-
Interaction.
Okay, I suppose,
interaction,
yeah.
yeah. But I did Thor and Spider-Man. I would love to see that. They have not met yet. They've been around for a while too. And then the other one is Loki and Wanda. I don't know how that would interaction would meet, but I think that would be really cool to see those two. And then the last one is more a duo I'd like to see fight alongside each other in Doomsday or Secret Wars. And that's Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange. I think they could do some good like power combo moves together with those rings and the powers that Doctor Strange has. So those are my three. I do. What about She-Hulk and Deadpool? Could they both break the fourth wall together and just talk to the crowd?
Just talking to other
Yeah.
people the whole time.
I don't think we need that.
No, that's not on my list.
It would be funny if they were both in Secret Wars and then there was one moment where they were like backing up into each other while talking to the fourth wall at the same time or something like that. But I guess that would be kind of funny.
What you got, Dave?
So I'll start off with the one Andy obviously hacked into our Gmail and stole my notes from. Daredevil and Moon Knight. I think that would be just such an awesome combo, and it makes sense too. And like Andy said, I was kind of thinking that same thing in a way, not exactly, but the whole Avatar God thing. And Daredevil's almost the avatar for the Catholic God in a way. So he's kind of an avatar of his faith at the same time. So it would be super interesting though, like you said, with that clash of his faith and then all of these Egyptian and different other cultures, deities, and everything being an actual thing. And just seeing them both kick ass together would be awesome. So give us whether it's Midnight Suns or something else where you somehow bring those two together. New York kicking ass. Midnight Suns, you'd have a little bit more mystic people in there, but you could have Daredevil and Moon Knight in there. Yelena and Nebula, I think would be super interesting. They've both got an insane amount of childhood trauma, and they both just lost their sisters recently, and they're both sassy as hell, and they both kick some ass. So I think they'd be a fun little duo to watch go through and make their, sassy ass comments while kicking some ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then Adam Warlock and Sentry. And it's not even for their power dynamic. It's for both of their goofy personalities clashing. I think would be absolutely hilarious and just a blast to watch them both interacting with people. So let's get some
That'd be
Adam
like
Warlock and Sentry.
Two vigilantes.
Kinda, yeah.
Goofy. A little less goofy, but
It'd be great.
hell yeah. All right. I got Deadpool and Doctor Strange. That's just going to be golden no matter what. I mean, all right, fine. Then I got Deadpool and Thor. Then I got Deadpool and Hulk. Then I got Deadpool. Just kidding. All right. Then I got Hulk and Shuri. Really would like to see Shuri look at the Hulk and just, his power levels. And then she could probably stand up to this dude with her tech, but two powerhouses on completely opposite ends of the dynamic spectrum there. So that would be cool. Then I have Thor and Namor. Namor thinks he's hot, dude. Thor would smash him. I would love to see Thor just put him in his place. Let's go. Or that would just be a really cool fight. I don't know. You could really see how powerful Namor is against Thor. And then, I had Hulk for Spider-Man, but that doesn't count anymore. I had you know, in the past, I always wished Tony Stark and Gamora would meet. They had a history in the comics. I'm pretty sure they slept together when Tony was on the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hell
And
yeah, baby.
Yeah, no, but she would make a joke. I mean, she would always just be so disappointed, and he would just be like, "Holy shit, that was the craziest thing I experienced." And so that was always good. But then I also really, really wish we got to see Tony Stark and T'Challa meet, dude. That would have just been so gold. And I really wish they had more time together to share the screen and have Iron Man and Black Panther tech geniuses. Just that would be awesome. So
They were on the same team in Civil War, but they never really talked to each other. Huh?
barely
No.
at all.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
mean, I'm guessing they must have had some interaction between Civil War and Infinity War, because he does end up with like the Wakandan nanotech suit, doesn't he?
Right.
So I kind of wonder if they did have like off-screen conversations and meetings after that.
Right.
See,
We
Imagine-
never got confirmed if that was Wakandan or not, but it would make sense that all of a sudden he meets the Wakandans, and now all of a sudden the next project he has this insanely advanced nanotech suit.
was that actually vibranium?
That's
Thanos
what I'm
was ripping
saying. It was
apart.
never confirmed that it was, or that it was Wakandan tech, but it would, you know, maybe he just had these talks with T'Challa. They shared info, and all of a sudden it unlocked another thing. And
Right.
nanotech, I can, you know, something. It would have been cool to get those conversations, though.
Dude, a scene with them two in the lab together discussing how to improve their suits. Just that alone would be like, just
Because him
awesome.
and Bruce in the first Avengers, their little science scenes, you know, it was short. It's not like they got detailed into the science, but it was still, I enjoyed watching them in the lab together.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's snake draft order it. So back to you, Dave. Pick any past MCU movie and go back in time and assign that movie a new director of your choice.
Yeah, so I was thinking deep and hard about this, and I think we go with Endgame and have Taika Waititi do it.
Here we go.
I think that's our best move forward. The dog
Protests.
agrees. Well, he says, "Get this guy out of here." No, I kind of cheated. I have one that I'm kind of gonna talk about, and then another just toss out. But Love and Thunder, just because it's the movie that needs to be saved the most. We had Christian Bale there. We had coming off of a good Ragnarok story. We've got Thor. It's your time to redeem the fat Thor from Endgame. Like, there's a ton of stuff here. Gore the God Butcher is a great character, and they ruined it. So I think that one needs to be saved the most. Partially, I think James Gunn could have done a great job with it. Maybe utilize the Guardians a little more, but I kind of want to lean away from the goofy aspect of it, because I think that was the bigger problem with it. So I think if we had somebody like James Mangold take over it, still keep Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, but take a more serious route with it, and the God Butchering, take out the Asgardian children aspect, and let James Mangold take a serious stab at Thor and Gore the God Butcher, and that whole story I think would have been massive for the MCU. And then my other one was just, I'll save it. I don't want to steal this if somebody else has it, but before we leave, I'll toss one out that I think would have been dope too.
Nice, great choice. I had Love and Thunder and on my list too. I'm gonna think of something different though. And I had Nolan, dude. To be honest, Nolan and like Villeneuve are kind of your cheat codes, like directors that would just make anything magic.
Yeah, I had Denis immediately, and then I was like, I can't keep doing Denis for every time we do.
Right.
I know. Same.
Mangold's a great choice though. Could you imagine? Nolan and Bale back together too for Love and Thunder. That would be them reuniting and just that'd be awesome. So
Totally different movie there.
What you got, Love?
Well, I was going through the MCU movies, and my eyes kept going back to Ant-Man Quantumania.
Ooh.
And obviously, in this alternate reality, the whole Jonathan Major stuff doesn't happen, you know, and things go smoothly. So we're gonna pick David Fincher for Ant-Man Quantumania. I don't know if it would work or not, but I think you would totally get a different. He's good at villains. I think he could do a good job of introducing Kang the Conqueror in that form. It wouldn't be as funny, that's for sure. You get the Peyton Reed did all 3 Ant-Man movies, and so, but it's a pipe dream. I don't know if David Fincher would ever even do a Marvel movie. He seems like not that type, but let's do it.
He's the guy who did 7, right?
Yeah, Fight Club.
Yeah, I almost put him on Captain America: First Avenger. I was considering that. And I had the same thing. I was like,
"Oh, I should."
Would he do that? What you got, Andy?
So I originally, I guess, like all of us, looked at Villanueva and thought, "Oh, what can I put him in that would just make everything epic?" But as we said, it's kind of a cheat code, really. So I've gone for Stanley Kubrick, and I would put him on Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh, wow.
I think Age of Ultron is one of those ones that I've looked at where I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people did. I think it was just the build up to the film itself that people then it was a little bit underwhelming for them. But I still think when you look back at it, it's still a good film. I don't think Joss Whedon's obviously aged particularly well in terms of his ability and everything against him. We'll just leave that there. But I think, yeah, so I think Age of Ultron is one of those ones that could be made absolutely epic. It could even be one of the top 3 MCU films if it had a different director and was done slightly differently. But so I went, yeah, Stanley Kubrick. I think would add something completely different to that and take it to another level.
That's crazy. I like it.
But Joss Whedon had a bad environment around his movies. You ever heard about Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, well,
oh, yeah, okay, but
they might have to film in a different country. But yeah,
I guess. But
72 takes on every scene.
They would get a better film out of it, I think.
No, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Age of Ultron's just good enough, Andy. It's good enough. Okay.
Just about, yeah.
That was my alternate thing I was going to throw out, but I'll still wait.
I thought of a new one, and I put Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski, along with his choreographers, of course, on Captain Marvel with the piloting background. And I think that movie should have, even liking that movie, I think it should have been better. I think she should be much more powerful, not power-wise, but a character-wise, a much more powerful like entry into the MCU. That should have blown us away. You get to do galactic stuff, pilot stuff, so that would have been cool.
Yeah. Ben Mendelsohn was there. I mean, he was ready to roll. He was a great villain already, but yeah, that movie could have done even better with a better lead.
Yeah, that just brought up Skrulls. Like Skrulls should have been way better as well.
Right. Dude, this is super simplistic. But Russo brothers doing Age of Ultron. I mean, yeah, give them one more. Let them have the Avengers line of things. Let the Russos do that and take that over. But also, Love mentioned Quantumania, and a thought came up. What if they let Edgar Wright do it? Who was supposed to do the initial Ant-Man, actually. Obviously, it didn't go well with Quantumania. I don't know. It'd be a totally different movie in a different way, but would have been interesting to see Edgar Wright actually do an Ant-Man movie and have Kang as the villain there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The other day as well, Quantumania.
Huh? Oh, did you?
Yeah, I mean, me and the wife are just on like a movie run through, just some MCU movies, and we're up to Quantumania now. So literally watched that like 2 or 3 days ago.
Ooh,
haven't seen that.
An interesting line about incursions in there as well, which I think gets passed over because of the whole Kang thing now not being there anymore. But the Council of Kangs causing incursions across the multiverse. So maybe Doom has a play in there that Doom is trying to stop the Council of Kangs.
Destroy them. Come on, I want to see it. So
wipe them out.
All of them.
We're gonna have to get Andy's MCU list now that he's an official member someday.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do one episode 1 through 49 or however many there are right now. We'll just knock them out one by one.
Got it. Yeah.
Series included too.
5 at a time again.
Yeah, have them reveal 5 at a time. Easy audience.
Over the next 16 years.
Yeah.
At the start, we could do that. At the start of every new Andy episode, he starts it off by giving us 5 of his MCU list.
Cold opens.
Starts at the bottom. Yeah, we start the episode off with Andy unveiling each 5 at a time until we make it to his top 5. I like it. Send it.
Are you ready,
Jamie,
Andy? I hope you've been
head on the
taking
schedule.
notes. All right, and back to you, Andy.
5.
So
you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear my top 5. It's terrible.
No, I really.
It's Captain Marvel, Quantumania.
All right, never mind.
The Marvels.
So, Andy, if you have a top 3 Fox Mutant movies, well, I guess that doesn't apply to you. That's funny. I didn't mean to connect it like that because the next question has to do with our MCU list. So, basically, it's the top 3 Fox Mutant movies that you would choose. And then as far as myself and Love and David, we just finished our whole list ranking all MCU films. So we would be able to put it right into that list, but Andy might not have a list like that. So
well, you said Fox Mutant movies, so I assumed this was obviously before Disney bought them. Well, before Disney bought Fox. That's what I was going by.
yeah, just basically any X-Men, Wolverine, any of those movies before Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And then where would they fit onto the MCU list?
So I mean, there's always an obvious one that I'm for this reason, because I think everyone would have it on the list anyway. So I've not included it. Would be obviously be Logan. So let's just put that. That's not on my list simply because it was too much of an obvious inclusion straight away.
No, it's not mine, but I got an OLI, so it's okay. Outside looking in, by the way.
Yeah.
Outside looking in, if you've ever heard the term OLI, well, we've just said it very nonchalantly. It means outside looking in. It comes from, royalty. They use this term a lot, and what it means is kind of an honorable mention, and we like to keep it alive here because we're pretty cultured.
So the three films I've got then, the Fox Mutant movies. I've got Deadpool, first Deadpool. I've got X-Men 2, and I've got Days of Future Past. Because I love that connection of obviously old to new X-Men, even though they're like technically 30 years apart or whatever in terms of timeline. Supposedly, anyway, like, when you think that the last film with Fassbender is supposed to be like 10 years before we see him as Magneto in the original X-Men film, and fuck me, he aged a lot in those 10 years.
It was a rough 10 years, Andy.
Yeah.
It was the 80s.
I should know, I was born then. So Deadpool, X-Men 2, Days of Future Past are my top 3 mutant films, excluding Logan, obviously, because that would be a top 3 regardless. Simply because actually, like, Deadpool is obviously a really enjoyable film. Is it a top quality film? Not necessarily, but it's so enjoyable, and getting to see Deadpool on screen for the first time, I can't deny how good that was to see that. So X-Men 2, the best of the original X-Men films by far. Obviously, we don't even talk about 3, but obviously X-Men first one and
it doesn't even count anyway, so it's fine.
And obviously Days of Future Past, simply because I said the connection. I still think it's got a decent storyline, but connecting all of them together, even though there's still some some questions that need to be asked about how some of the original X-Men ended up managing to get there at the start of the film, when that's not where they were left off. So but yeah, I think it's still a really good story. It's either going to be that or First Class. I couldn't decide. I was like a little bit torn between the two, and then when I really thought about it, Days of Future Past won out.
Nice. Yeah, it's a hard one. There's so many good ones. Anyway, love, and they're also good close together wise. They're also like well spread out. Like the shotgun blast doesn't spread too far. They all hit within this mark. Anyway, that didn't make any sense. Love.
I got what you were saying.
Thank you. And where do they fit on your MCU list?
I'll admit, I kind of forgot about Deadpool, but Andy gave me time to make an adjustment.
That's embarrassing.
I was thinking of X-Men. Sorry. So my number 3 is X2. Obviously the best of the original. That would be like in the 20 to 25 range, maybe about there. Wow. And then Deadpool 1, which I always had on my list, did not change that. Probably like 15, 20 range, maybe.
Okay.
Deliciously high.
Do you have X2 in the 7s? I just have to ask that.
I don't know.
25 range. We're in the high 7s there for you, aren't we?
Yeah.
Terrible choice. Sorry.
Don't judge me. It's my list. Make your own.
I did.
And then now my number 1 X-Men movie is Days of Future Past, which would be a top 10 MCU movie for me. I love that movie. Yeah, so it's great.
Hell yeah.
I think that's
great.
A hot take. Top 10.
Yep.
It's really good. Some comic podcasts are talking about it's one of the best of all time comic book movies. So
it's got issues, but yeah,
it's not that high for me. That's just what I'm saying. People out there.
Yeah, though.
Right on. What you got, Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
So I did have Logan. It's actually not even at my number 1. But it was on there, so I'll give that, and then I'll take out Logan and show you what I got with the OLI. But I got at the top Days of Future Past. It's one of Wolverine's best movies, and he doesn't even have the adamantium claws, which says a lot because it takes away a lot from Wolverine when he's got bones instead of those claws. But it's still one of his best movies, and just blending the two childhood to modern X-Men was just incredible. So that lands actually in my top 10 as well. I've got that in the high 8s, and my number 10 is Iron Man. It's tied with Iron Man and Avengers at 8.4, and I think Days of Future Past is above both of them for me. I absolutely loved this movie. This got me back. It was the first thing since X2 that got me super hyped on the X-Men universe again. And then I went back and liked First Class even more after watching this. Like, it just kind of sparked that back with me.
And then Apocalypse came out.
Yeah. No, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Apocalypse was my number one, and then New
Yeah.
Mutants, and I believe Last
Dark
Stand,
Phoenix.
X3. No, hey, that's a good one. All right, I don't care what any of you guys say. It's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
movie. It's a fun one.
It is.
No
Not
one's
good.
ever heard
It's
that
not
podcast.
good, but like it's fun to watch.
We
It's
lost
not
a
their
viewer right when
fault.
you said that.
Dude, Captain Marvel stole the scrolls. They had to use random tree people. If they got to use the scrolls, it would have been a great movie. All right, everybody get off my back.
It still was a great movie. I loved it.
It was. I enjoyed it. It's not great.
Just
Every
terrible
time I
scenes with the
rewatch
villains,
it, it's
that's
worse, but I still enjoy watching it. So great action. Anyway, so and then I got First Class was at my number 3. Weak third act, kind of drags a little bit, but overall awesome seeing the young Magneto and Professor X. Dude, Magneto getting his revenge in those scenes are all-time scenes. Kevin Bacon was a great villain. Mutant recruitment scene's great. So that one lands around the 15 range for me. And then OLI, I had Deadpool 1. Lands around just below that point, and X2 at the same level as Deadpool 1. X2 is the first thing that really got me into the mutant game, into the X-Men scene. I own that DVD. I've probably watched that movie, not even exaggerating, probably like 60 times, just because I used to just fall asleep by putting movies on every night. I'd put one of my DVDs in, I'd watch it until I fell asleep. I woke up to the menu music, and I watched X2 so many times. So it is an all-timer, but it didn't make the top 3 for me.
Me neither. I got First Class as number 1. That's probably my favorite mutant movie. I think a lot of that has to do with Magneto. And I really do like how they brought the team together in that one, with a little bit of spy thriller to it as well. And that would fit somewhere like, I don't know, right in my mid 10s range, like 13 or 14, above Guardians 2, maybe like right below Far From Home or something like that. Number 2 for me, Days of Future Past, which I feel like I would just like put right below that. So like 13 First Class, 14 Days of Future Past, 3rd place Logan. I mean, if we're disqualifying that, I'd go X2, but Logan would be my 3rd, and that's all in like the mid 10s range of the MCU. So that's actually kind of wild to me, because there was only like Love who said one of these movies cracked the top 10 on any of our lists, right? Or Dave, did you say any?
Logan and Days of Future Past both would have barely cracked the top 10.
Right on.
All
right, cool.
I wouldn't have had any of these in top 10. I barely would have had any of them top 20, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past beats Iron Man for me for sure.
I'm hard to please.
And
love,
Logan.
You know?
Right.
Bro, Logan was, I think, the first superhero movie I ever cried at. That rap, that ending to that all-time iconic character that I grew up on, was nothing beats it. And finally seeing claws go through skulls, like just everything. Oh my goodness, it was satisfying. I might sound a little sick, but it was satisfying.
No, it is. It's Wolverine, baby. Let's go.
It's like, oh, look at that brains.
Which is just kind of a weird thing to look at, comparing the MCU list to the best of the Fox X-Men. So I wonder if we could expect that bar to rise once the X-Men go into the MCU, and we could see a lot more top 10 X-Men movies, which will just be MCU movies at that time.
Yep.
All right. So next one we got here, one more casting kind of not theory oriented question, and then we'll get into the theory talk. So let's just do this. Most wanted actor or actress we have not seen in the MCU that you would give a role to in the MCU. David.
Sydney Sweeney, purely for acting reasons.
Yeah, 2 acting reasons, yeah.
2 big ones.
Black Cat, Brave New World. Nope. Brand New Day. 2 stupid names. Wrong stupid name. Bring her in.
Honestly, Dave, just watch Voyeurs and get over it.
Watch what?
Voyeurs.
The Voyeurs on Amazon.
I don't even know what that is. Is she in
Yeah,
that?
you will after today.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. I gotta go. Dentist appointment. Henry Cavill, just because give the man justice. After Willie hates Henry Cavill, I don't know what your problem is, Willie, but after how he was done dirty in DC and as Geralt of Rivia, let this man have a well-written character that he gets to be honored in. And then other than that, I got Cillian Murphy, villain. I've been wanting it. I wanted him as Doom. We're not getting him as Doom. Maybe we get a variant Doom, and RDJ is done, and we get a permanent Doom, and it's Cillian Murphy. But probably never. He strikes me as a guy who would never want to do a superhero movie. So we probably will never get that. Unless, what's that?
Even though he did one, didn't he? He did Batman, didn't he?
Yeah, but I was literally just going to say,
Nolan.
unless Christopher Nolan does an MCU movie, that's our only hope. But if Christopher Nolan doesn't do an MCU movie, I don't see Cillian Murphy ever wanting to do an MCU movie. So bring in Sydney.
What you got, love?
Willie.
He
Or
just
Andy?
keeps going up and barking in Mimi's face. Sorry.
Sydney Mimi.
All right. So for my actor, I'm shooting for the stars here. We're going Leonardo DiCaprio as Norman Osborn.
Ooh,
What do you think about that? You like it?
I love it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I gotta sleep on that.
Yeah, an old Leo could do that, dude. He's kind of getting old.
He's in his 50s.
He's old. He's like mid-50s, isn't he?
His girlfriend's
Yeah.
still 24, but
Yeah.
So that checks out.
and then for the actress, I have Anna Taylor-Joy. So
Yeah.
maybe like a Spider-Woman or a Mystique or one of the X-Men, something like that.
I meant to ask you guys earlier when we were talking about the best Fox movies, and obviously this movie isn't one of them. But I was curious: have any of you three seen New Mutants, where Anya Taylor-Joy is Magic in it? Okay, Andy has. Andy, what were your thoughts on that? Real quick, not that we need to dive into that movie, but I'm just curious. It pretty much only gets bad reps. So curious.
It's not great. I mean,
Yeah.
Anna Taylor-Joy was decent enough in it, but yeah, the film itself is trash. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah. So I agree. It was bad. I thought she was the only good portion of it, and I was like, "That's kind of a dope." She was Magic, which JD, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with her character in the comics.
I love Magic. She might
Yeah.
be the coolest female character, like period.
So I thought Anya Taylor-Joy did a great job as her. So I would love to see her get another crack at that in the MCU as Magic again. But that'd be sick.
Nice.
But yeah, bad movie.
I think they'll dive deep into Magic when they go to the MCU. Anyway,
It's a cool character, dude.
yeah, dude, she's already a mutant with powers. Then she learned sorcery and hell while she was stuck there. It was pretty cool.
Cool sword
Andy.
too.
Yeah, freaking sword. Who you got? Actors and actresses.
Well, I've just gone for an actor. I have gone for Austin Butler as Wolverine.
Whoa, I like it.
I think we've seen him play a few bad guys now. I think he's got that sort of like dark broodiness about him that he can pull off, sort of the constant pissed off sort of esqueness that Wolverine always has, as well as pulling off the brutal fights that would be needed for a Wolverine character. I just think I look at him and go, if we really want to get a big star in there to play Wolverine, I think the Cavalry would probably obviously be perfect, but I think if not, then I think Austin Butler would be my personal shout for Wolverine.
He has a good physical presence in his movies. You know, like you can like his size and strength.
And every time I watch him fight, whether it's like a choreographed thing like Dune, or whether I've seen him in some other stuff where it's just like street fights or bar fights, he always seems to do well or look well in them as a fight. So yeah, I would have him in there.
I like
Hell
that.
yeah. All right, I casted Green Goblin too, baby. And this is only if you commit to this as like a phase-long villain, Dark Reign era, baby. But Matthew McConaughey as the Green Goblin would just be a top 3 all-time villain. I'm telling you.
Sorry, love. I like that better than Leo.
Matt McConaughey, bro. Like him in True Detective, he has so much range. We already know that now. Like he can go anywhere he wants to, dude. So him as Green Goblin, charismatic to the public, and then sinister behind the scenes.
All right. Spider-Man coming to ruin my day.
Yeah.
I don't like either, if I'm being fully honest, but I like McConaughey more than Leo for Green Goblin. No offense to either.
McConaughey, dude. You don't see him as Green Goblin. Oh, Dave
Internet
froze.
kicked me. Internet kicks me after I talk trash. That's great. Unbelievable. By the way,
All right.
shout out to StreamYard. My internet's not been great, and it's doing so much better than Riverside. So thank you, StreamYard. Maybe give us a month free for the shout out.
All right, for real though. Or Riverside, you should probably refund us for a whole year of problems. at
That
least.
too.
All right, now getting into juicy theory, nerdy, sweaty stuff. So back to Andy. Let's go like this. Let's say most characters under this new reality, this is probably more Secret Wars, are mind wiped, just like the Secret Wars. Hickman's, everyone's mind wiped. They don't know what the hell's going on. Same with like House of M. Same with Age of Ultron comics. Like there's always a reality where everyone thinks reality is reality, and then there's a hero or a group of heroes that remember their old realities. So they're able to kind of bring back their reality, fight for their real reality. So let's say this is going on in Secret Wars. Give me a group of heroes that you would want to be the group of heroes that remembers their previous reality and that fights for that.
So I've got a group of 5. I think 4 of them are self-explanatory for their power set, and then 1 I'll explain in a moment. So I've gone for Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Wolverine.
Oh,
and my
he's
last
always
choice
that
is
guy.
actually Bucky.
ooh,
Wolverine and Bucky kind of tie in together because I was looking at this going, I mean, the guys are they're gonna, if they remember the previous world and how everything was, they're gonna fight to return it anyway, because that was the whole point of like Infinity War and Endgame. But in a way, you kind of want people that have maybe been through serious loss. And while all of those characters have had their trauma to certain extents, I think Wolverine and Bucky, if it's the Deadpool and Wolverine we're talking about, that's likely to obviously be that's going to be in these films, Wolverine and Bucky together have been through so much and had so much trauma that they would probably want to fight the most to bring everything back and get everything back that they've already lost, having lost so much already. So that's why, like, you could have easily have picked someone other than Bucky to had that, but someone that could sit there and drive the team and want to fight for everything to get everything back. He's like, I didn't go through all the shit I've been through in 110 years to end up like this. And Wolverine, obviously, having gone through the major loss of the X-Men and then getting himself back up to a place where he was okay, and then having lost everything again would be another driving force for that, and he would just tear through everyone. And obviously the power sets of Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel and Strange would obviously self-explanatory for why I would have them on a team anyway. So yeah, that would be my team.
I would add that to our previous topic of what MCU interactions we haven't seen yet that we would love to. Bucky and Wolverine.
Ooh.
I would love. They both fought in World War II. They're both old dudes who are like 150 years old, super powered at this point. But and they both have that kind of same type of personality. I would love to see them both just being grumpy old men together, walking through stuff. That's a great team too. I like it.
The fun fact: Wolverine is the Winter Soldier in the current Ultimate Universe comics. It's pretty sick.
What?
It's got a cool mask.
All right. Got a mask, huh? I gotta look this bad boy up.
That's pretty cool. Red suit and a mask.
Wolverine, Winter Soldier.
Love, what you got?
I slightly interpret this in a different way because I feel like, let me finish. Because I feel like the people who remember are going to be the main heroes in Secret Wars, right? So the people who remember are going to be the main story of Secret Wars. So I have Sam Wilson's Captain America, and then I have Captain Marvel. Wasn't too high on that, but I feel like she'll probably be in it. And then Shang-Chi, Yelena, Spider-Man, and then here's my slight wild card. I have Sue and Johnny Storm. So I got a team of 7. Got a different little wide variety of characters, but I feel like that would be a strong 7 to go into Secret Wars with.
And you picked part of the Fantastic Four, as I did as well.
Just 2 of them. Just 2 of them. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I see Spider-Man's my wild card. He's either going to be with Doom straight up or absolutely be a part of the heroes that remembers. Like,
I could see him being with Doom for the first 2 acts and then coming over in the 3rd act.
Yeah, that
to
won't
be
last
on the
long.
good side in Secret Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is another wild card because I think he will remember, but he will be obedient to Doom still, just like the comics.
Right.
We'll see.
Because incursions
Dave.
are his number one thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know, when I was putting this group together, it just kind of, the names just kind of rolled out. It just felt right. So I don't have like the biggest strategic explanation here, but my crew is Spider-Man and Punisher. They're both going to be in it. They're both going to be still peeling off of the movie there. They're going to have a relationship built at this point. Punisher is going to be somewhat of a mentor. Don't do as I did kind of mentor to Spider-Man, which I know Andy is not a big fan of that happening. But I think we still may get a bit of that. Wolverine, because as you guys said earlier, he is always the part of this. His brain regenerates, everything else. He's always the dude who knows what's going on and everybody else doesn't know what the hell is happening. So he's got to be in this. And then we get our Punisher and Wolverine duo too, which would be freaking great. And Wolverine and Spider-Man, I feel like would have some cool interactions too. And then I've got both Yelena and Sentry. Sentry is so super powered, he survived everything or whatever the case is. Maybe he was the Void when all this crap kicked off, and then he came back as Bob and doesn't know what the hell is happening. And I don't know how Yelena survived, but because we do need a Black Widow in this, and she's obviously becoming more and more of a big face of the MCU, so she's got to be in this. And she's Bob's buddy, so we'd have that little buddy duo going there. And then my final two would be Rocket Raccoon, because he just needs to be with the crew, and the Guardians left him anyways. So now he's got his new crew here. He wound up here. And Doctor Strange. You need magic. And Doctor Strange was something I theorized about him and Spider-Man maybe being the ones that, I think maybe not just me, I think we all talked about it, coming to save the day in Secret Wars after our heroes lose in Doomsday. So you got to have some type of magic wielder in this position. So you've got Doctor Strange, you've got the tech genius Rocket, you've got the Brawn, Punisher, Wolverine, Yelena, and you've got crazy Spider-Man, because Peter Parker is going to be another lead in the MCU here. So
I see this team fighting each other within like 5 minutes.
Oh, they'll fight. That'll be the first time we see them. They're
all
fighting.
all hell's gonna break loose.
Wolverine and Punisher are trying to kill each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
Spider-Man's beating them up. Rocket's just shooting everybody at this point. And yeah, Doctor Strange has to come and break it up as Bob's chilling in the corner, fetal
The
position.
Avengers-
That's exactly how they meet. Yeah.
They definitely have a secret like initiation clause where you have to fight to get in.
You got to fight, man. It's Fight Club. How
Yeah.
do you trust each other if you don't fight them first?
Yeah. All this makes me realize how many characters I really still don't know are going to be in the movie. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, someone like Punisher, obviously like Daredevil, Moon Knight. Like there's so many characters that still might not even be in the movie. Yet this has already such a massive cast. That's crazy, dude.
I'm afraid we might not get much Rocket anymore, just because it's expensive to mocap him, I'm sure. It's not paying Bradley Cooper to act, but you're still paying Bradley Cooper, and now James Gunn's gone. So I feel like Rocket might kind of fade off, but I hope he doesn't, because he's a great character, and we just saw a really cool backstory of who he is at this point. So I would like to get more of him.
Yeah. Where the hell did my list go? All right, I have the people remembering Shuri. I think Shuri will be a part of that team. Hulk. I got Shang-Chi. We freaking all have Shang-Chi. Then I have Reed Richards only.
Oh.
Because like Doom and the kids, like his wife and kids were like Doom's wife and kids in Secret Wars. So they might play on that. I have all the Thunderbolts. I mean, -1. Pick your choice. I'll get 95% of the Thunderbolts. And Captain America. And I got Star-Lord. And Thor, because I kind of thought of it like Love did, like who's going to lead the movie. So I think that's the team that will kind of lead the movie. Captain Marvel is a good choice too, though. Didn't have her. Punisher, super curious if he's going to be in Doomsday, but yeah, fun experiment. We'll see. We gotta learn to check back at these things when the movies happen, so we could fact check.
I feel like we always forget to like mark it, and then the thing comes out and it's like, well, damn, that was like 65 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember what portion it was, but I'm pretty sure I called this.
Yeah,
We got to get that down where we can pull that clip and be like, right here. Proof. that we
Admin
called
Andy
this.
is here to take notes. It's fine.
God.
Hey.
And you see, this is why we brought Andy in.
Let's go.
Really, it was for clerical purpose. No.
Yeah, pretty much. Since
right.
you all had her in your team, I'm going to throw out a hot take and maybe even prematurely end my quick stint as a host on here.
Uh-oh.
If you
I
put
don't
She-Hulk
like
in there.
Yelena.
She-Hulk and
That's all.
Ant-Man.
I don't. I don't fault you for that. I could kind of see.
What?
Yeah, I could kind of see.
I'll repeat it.
I actually didn't hear.
I'll repeat it for the kids at the back. I don't like Yelena.
Oh man, I love Elena.
That's a different thing though, JD. I mean, I'm talking about the
Character wise.
We're talking about lust here.
I'm not talking about like Davies with Sydney Sweeney. It's all right.
Whoa! Have you seen her act in Madam Web?
You don't like her like dark, brooding kind of woe is me personality,
I mean, I thought Black Widow
or anyone but you.
She's not endeared me as a character at all. I think she's now going to be forced down our throats more than ever, and I just don't buy into her character. But I just don't. I've been crucified for it before, and so I'm just going to say it loud and proud. Yeah, I don't fucking like her. I hope she gets killed in Secret Wars and doesn't come back.
Whoa, love it.
That was a little further than I was expecting. But I do get that. They are definitely like, they haven't been subtle with how much they're forcing her in to be one of the mains in the MCU.
Oh, we lost Scarlet. Let's force another Black Widow in. Ooh.
Exactly. It's been very prevalent. It hasn't been the most graceful way of doing it. And I could see how her personality would kind of rub you the wrong way. But I still enjoy her. But I had my moment where I was on the fence. Like, I don't know if I can't stand her or if I do enjoy her. And I think Thunderbolts, I liked her in it. But I totally understand not really being a fan of her.
That's a good way to put it. I can't tell if she's the best or annoying.
Right.
All right, Andy. Let's just take a step back for a second and do a little Nerd Octagon stuff. I got Sentry versus Thor MCU versions. Who do you have winning this fight?
Sentry by quite a long way. I think if it's MCU versions, Thor's got stronger as time has gone on. To be fair, in the films, he's become more godlike from where he was. But I still think Sentry kind of beats the shit out of him if he really wants to. And could end him a lot quicker than I think. I don't think it would be as close as people think if they really wanted to unleash them and go at it. I think Sentry could end him a lot quicker than people would think.
And like, we don't know how the void works. Can you just do that to anybody? Blacken them away? I mean, that's a little OP.
Right. Yeah, that's a different. Obviously, he could just send him to the Shadow Realm there. But yeah, I feel like he's got like telekinetic. I feel like he could just snap Thor's neck from a distance before Thor even got to him. Like, he's super speed and he's got that force powers. Yeah, I would go Sentry too in the MCU.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm doing Sentry.
See the smoke coming off of Lub here.
You get a nice new toy and you throw the old one away, huh?
Let's go.
I'm going to pick Thor until I see more from Sentry. We've only seen Sentry in one movie. We've seen Thor do some pretty crazy shit, open up a star, like he's done some wild stuff. So,
well, it's not exactly what happened, but
kind of.
He took the full blast of a star, though.
Took the full blast of a star.
He did.
So I'm going Thor.
I like that. I like that.
He's not fat.
I changed my mind. I'm right in the middle. I don't have an answer.
He's not fat anymore.
All right.
What's wrong with being fat?
Honestly, he kicked ass when he was in that
It's
shape.
true.
He was working Thanos with that.
So
My
my wife's Halloween costume, since she's pregnant, is Fat Thor. She's gonna let her belly fly and do like the Thor.
That's awesome.
Get up with a wig or something, maybe a fake.
Is
beard.
she really gonna go all out on it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I got the Red Hood mask just for the background, and I'm gonna go full Red Hood too. So we're gonna be Thor, Red Hood, and the kids will be whatever.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they definitely be Spider-Man. Yeah. Anyway,
awesome.
Anyway. All right, now this is a weird one. I'm really curious what you got for this. Dave, we got Optimus Prime versus Spider-Man.
I pick Spider-Man every time we do these one-on-ones, so I figured I'd switch it up and go Spider-Man. Yeah,
you think he takes him?
I don't know, bro. I don't know that much about Optimus Prime. I've seen the Michael Bay movies. That's the extent of my knowledge as far as what he can do. But Spider-Man's got the super strength. I feel like if he really wanted, he could just go behind his head, web, launch back like the little Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2, where he tightens up that web and launches himself through a little crane and just poke a hole straight through the back of Optimus Prime's dome. Just call it a day.
I don't know anything about Optimus Prime either. I was hoping someone here did. Like, what does he
Andy?
really do?
Andy, you got a secret Transformers knowledge?
I grew up watching them in the 80s because, you know, I'm
There
older
you
than all
go.
fucks.
There it
So, Spider-Man wins this battle. Let's be honest.
Oh, okay.
If he goes all out and doesn't hold back, like we obviously know he does a lot of the time, he does win. But then I thought they're both really good guys. Optimus is genuinely a good guy,
No,
so to
they
speak.
hate each other in this world.
So I think that they would genuinely stop fighting and talk it out and end up having a truce because neither of them want to kill each other.
Big fan of Gandhi, huh? No, me
Checks
too. Me
out.
too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I guess when I thought of it, Spider-Man wins, right? He's too acrobatic and quick and as versatile, but I just don't know. Optimus Prime, does he have missiles, lasers? If you do a Spidey bullet through the head, is he dead? Andy, would he die like that?
Probably.
Okay.
Or get the
Spider-Man takes it.
Matrix in him, or I don't know. Maybe that was just a plot point of that movie I saw. But yeah, rip his little robot heart out.
All right, stepping out of the octagon, back to theories. So now I think I've talked to you, at least a couple of you about this. But so we didn't see Iron Man in Doctor Strange 2, but his presence was absolutely there in the Illuminati. There were the Iron Man bots walking around. And this is like maybe assuming this universe will be closely tied to Doctor Doom. But maybe we didn't see Iron Man because it wasn't Iron Man and it was Doctor Doom. And that would make sense. Tony Stark on the Illuminati, you just consider he would be Iron Man, but he's Doctor Doom. And those were Doom bots, which would tie him so close to Doctor Strange and Wanda, because they kind of wiped out the Illuminati and it's their fault. So now you're Doctor Doom from that world's Illuminati has a vendetta against Doctor Strange, and that kind of ties him closer emotionally. Have we talked about this on an episode? It feels like we have, but no.
You and me did on my old show.
Okay, for sure. So how do you like that, Andy, with the potentially Doom is from that Illuminati? I forgot what you said.
I said no, because I don't think that you would get Doom and Richard sat on the same council together and be working together closely and be at peace
Good
with each
argument.
other. I just couldn't see them sitting and coping with each other that well. Well, especially Doom to Richards anyway, because we always know how insanely jealous he gets of him at times. So yeah, I don't see them sitting on the same council together, to be honest.
Okay.
Good point.
Love, you like it?
Until Andy ruined it with a good point.
I'll take my sentimentalists and leave. It's fun.
It would make that Multiverse of Madness that was slightly disappointing. I enjoyed it. More consequential to the future, though, because it feels like it kind of just that universe is kind of just off to the side now. We're moving on to Incursions, but yeah, but I think Andy's right about Doctor Doom and Reed Richards wouldn't work together probably in any universe, right? And if this is the Doctor Doom that is going to be the big villain, obviously he had villain tendencies before. Maybe they already kicked him off the council. That's why he wasn't there. Maybe him and Reed had a tiff. They kicked him off the council. That's why he wasn't there anymore.
I mean,
work.
The only alternative I thought of is if it was technically first he was Superior Iron Man. So that's why he's RDJ, because he was Iron Man, and then he becomes Doom.
Invincible Iron Man, right?
Oh, sorry, Invincible.
Yeah.
And then he becomes Doom after that point. Or maybe
Kicking
he
him
was
off
on the
the
council.
Illuminati.
He was on the council as Iron Man. That's where they got the bots from, and then he was kicked off when he started becoming darker. And
Yeah,
Then he becomes
right.
Doom. Ooh.
Yeah, and then he became
Okay, we
and
worked
then-
this out.
So that's why it's an empty spot to honor the fact that he used to be there, and they're still using his bots and stuff, but he's no longer there. And then after wiping out the Illuminati, he's kind of free to go and do what he wants. But he targets Strange and stuff because he's like, well, you know, I may have not liked them, but they were my Illuminati, so I'm going to come after you now.
We're back.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
feel
like-
him right on back.
Superior Iron Man would make sense though too, because Superior Iron Man is this god complex type Tony Stark who thinks that he is the most powerful, most brilliant, you know, whatever. He's almost like an evil Iron Man. He's on the border. I think he starts off, you think he's okay, and then I think you learn that he is kind of evil, if I remember correctly. But he's definitely a darker side of the Tony Stark variant. So I could see even that working too. And remember all those teases we got about Tom Cruise is going to be playing Superior Iron Man and Multiverse of Madness. He was supposed to be on that council. That was like one of the biggest theories of who that could have been. So I could see that, but it'd be weird to see him become Dr. Doom and Victor Von Doom after being an Iron Man variant in the same thing. So I don't think that really lines up, but I kind of like it. I like, yeah, maybe it was Victor Von Doom, and that's why he's not there, is because him and Reed spat. So I like it. I like the Doombots aspect. I think there is if it's not the Doom variant, I do think it was an Iron Man variant that was on that council, and that's why those bots are there.
Yeah, it's almost like they purposefully didn't have him there for some kind of larger reason.
Yeah, they
potentially.
made a point to show that. And why do they have Stark bots there?
Yeah,
Clearly Stark bots. So yeah, I don't know.
yeah. Okay, and then considering Loki and considering Doom building his own team and saving the multiverse, and potentially we talked about him like recruiting Spider-Man and being a trustworthy face to maybe get some heroes on his side. So imagine all that, but in addition, he comes and tells them like, yeah, the big problem that we have to team up for and go fight is Loki again. Like all these Avengers who have had Loki was their main villain at first, or I guess the main Avengers, but still he has a reputation of trying to take New York and everything. So that would be a pretty easy way for him to get them on his side by saying, yo, Loki is the threat to the multiverse. So he builds teams to go fight their old villain. So how do we feel about that, Dave?
Dude, I'm in such a weird place with this Tony Stark and Doom thing. I really don't. I guess that would make more sense. I think because you said Tony in quotations is how you wrote it initially. So is this maybe him?
It's Doom like appearing as Tony's kind of
right.
Like,
so it is Victor
is
Von Doom, but maybe he's just appearing as Tony to gain the trust of everybody and infiltrate this as a variant Tony, but it really is a Victor Von Doom figure.
Yeah.
Dude, oh God, if they did that, what if he's just wearing that widow mask the whole time with Tony's face, and then after 2 movies, RDJ's over and it's revealed his real face is Cillian Murphy. Thank you. Write it down.
A widow mask.
I like that idea though. That makes more sense to me than just a random Victor Von Doom being Tony Stark. I think at least something where he's imitating that. He's got a face on like that. I could see that being the case. I think he's going to have their trust at some point. I don't think he's immediately going to be a villain. I do think he's going to come in and kind of get them to fight for his cause before they learn his dark secret. So I'm with that theory.
Dude, that could play such a cool story. Like we know he's the villain. They showed him dominate somebody, and then all of a sudden he appeared to the heroes and the audience just on the edge of their seat. That could be really good.
When you write a mystery like that, it comes off very good when it's a movie setup for me where the audience knows, but the characters don't. Like you can also butcher that. I've seen some projects where they don't do it very well. And it was like, well, this is just a waste of time. Like, but depending on who's writing it, we got the Russo brothers directing this thing. So I could see that being done pretty well.
Yeah. Well,
I like it, but the explanation might be convoluted where he's like, oh, we have to go stop Loki. And they're like, okay, where is he? Well, he's at the end of time in the tree. And they're probably like, what? The end of time? We have to go to the end of time with you to stop this? So
the tree, man. It's the freaking tree. Let's go.
So that he can make it feel that important. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is so serious. He's at the end of time. He's going to, even though he's doing good.
He's trying to save the universe.
Holding it all together.
Yeah. I mean, Andy, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, we you and me have talked about this before, JD. Because at first I was like, nah, I don't really see that happening. But the more I've thought about it, the more realistic it does seem that obviously all the other heroes, they only know Loki's a troublemaker and someone that they've gone up against as a villain. So it makes sense that he could roll up. I mean, first of all, no matter how much they've told us, I don't believe that this is like the Victor Von Doom that they keep telling us that he is. I have to believe that because he's Tony Stark's face, it's RDJ, that it is a variant of some kind, whether it's Invincible Iron Man that's become Doom, like from the comics or whatever. I have to believe that once Secret Wars is out the way and there's like their mini reset, that we will get a proper Victor Von Doom later. So here it's like he's going to use the fact that they all think he's like a Tony Stark variant. He's going to use that to convince them that Loki's a bad guy. You will know he's a bad guy. You've all fought him God knows how many times. And so yeah, I think he will be able to convince a group of them to go with him to go and hunt down Loki, and he just uses them to defeat Loki and takes his powers that he'll use to create his own universe.
Yeah,
which is sad because in the way I'm like, does this mean Loki's going to die? Because we know we're getting that interaction
Again,
between Thor
though.
I know again, but
That's why I don't think this dude is. I think he's safe. I don't know what it is,
But,
dude.
well,
You can't
it's
just
weird
kill him
'cause
again.
we've been told we're finally going to get
Again.
that reuniting between Thor and Loki. So Thor might be one of the ones that goes with him.
Right.
So because Loki's going to be like, "What do you mean?" Sorry, Thor's going to be like, "What do you mean Loki's alive? Like I've seen this dude die like 3 times. Like save me now." And so he goes with him and stuff like that. And like Thor has a hard time trusting Loki, but because he can see Yggdrasil probably more than the others could, he eventually goes to help him against Doom. But Doom by this stage is too powerful because the others don't back him up or whatever. So yeah, I can definitely see it happening.
Dude, imagine a scene where Doom and maybe some villains, maybe a bunch of heroes show up at Loki, and Loki's like, "No, what are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm holding this together. Like, don't listen to this guy." And like they're about to attack him, and you're just like, like man, they could.
And then Thor dies.
Yeah,
They-
this movie's gonna
They
be
can't
crazy.
be in the MCU their entire lives. You know, Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston both have been here for quite some time. I feel like at some point, I don't think Thor is going to die in Doomsday, but I do feel like the clock's ticking. I don't know how much longer he can do it.
100%. Yeah. This movie's going to be crazy. I'm not going to get into what I just thought about. I'm not going to do it, Andy. We'll save it. So we got 2 more kind of questions, and I'll start with the, I guess, less interesting one. But just want to bring it up real quick. We never really talked about the fact that Samuel Stearns. Samuel Stearns. That's his actor name, right?
No,
right. That's
No,
his. That's his character. name.
That's the character name. Yeah, the actor is oh god, Tim, dude. Wow,
Chalamet. There it is.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Changed.
But anyway, the fact that he told Captain America that the
Pretty
others are coming, right? So we never really got into that. What could that be? Obviously, during the incursions in the Hickman comics, there were the Builders invading Earth. So you had Earthbound characters defending Earth while the other people were out doing galactic stuff. In that particular case, they weren't out fighting incursions, but they could very easily do that. Anyway, Dave, since I know you read the comic, could he be talking about the Builders, or who else would he be talking about? Who are the others?
I think the others could be a reference to variants, just as simple as that. It could be an Illuminati from a different universe that he's been detecting, or whatever the case may be. I forgot the exact context. I got to rewatch that movie, actually. I haven't since it's been on Disney. So I think it could just be something multiversal or variant aspect like that. But man, I really think it also could be a hint at the Builder aspect, or the Black Swans, or some other, group of people that we have not yet been introduced to, that he's doing this. Or, he could be talking about the X-Men from the other universe. I don't know. There's a lot of, with the multiverse and everything, probably not based on how he said it. I think there's 50% chance. We'll give a 50% chance it's about the Builders.
Better sit on the fence, Dave.
40%, maybe a little less. But I mean, out of all the possibilities, I think there's like 8 or 9 possibilities. So a 40% chance out of 8 possibilities is probably the lead runner.
There's also a chance right before they switch to Secret Wars, like ending Hickman's Avengers. Remember the Shi'ar or the Spartax, or both, or one of them galactic Marvel comic people were like invading Earth because of the incursions and all the tampering with the multiverse. So they were going to come wipe us out. So you could do like a Shi'ar or Spartax. And that was sick, because that's when Tony Stark used that giant sun-powered explosion thing that just blast their armada out of the space. So that was pretty sick. So it could be them. Love, Andy, you got any thoughts on this one?
I'm leaning towards the variants. What Dave said.
Like
yeah, variant, or the Fox X-Men. Maybe he's talking about them. So one of those two.
Yeah, like he's so smart, he could see, like, damn near see the future, because you're so smart with your algorithms. But so he could definitely see potentially incursions and other threats, willing to defend their world. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking about the Builders. I don't think they're going to include that sort of stuff in Doomsday, because it makes it too convoluted where they haven't set any of that up before. If you want to go down that route, you probably use the Celestials, since we had the story that they created the universe.
Oh, what if he's talking about the Celestials? Good call.
I think the other flip side of that is that we haven't really seen, or we didn't see enough in Captain America to prove how super hyper intelligent Stearns actually is. Like the stuff that he was doing in the film was just quite basic if you're like super hyper intelligent. So talking about the others coming, like you can see he said he could see it in the patterns and stuff. So I don't think he's talking about anything like super cosmic. Maybe just the incursions or that people coming from space, because we're getting, or my mind keeps going back because I've watched Quantumania and the Council of Kangs, and they're talking about they causing incursions. That the fact that it's easy to see that the Avengers are starting to touch the cosmic and a multiverse, that's going to bring someone to us, because in the same way that they said that when Shield were using the Tesseract and experimenting, that draws threats to you because it's a show of power. The same way that you could see in the math that the more we touch the cosmic and the multiverse, or the Avengers do, the more that's going to draw in people to you. It's a challenge. That's the way I saw it anyway.
It's interesting. So the builders are like the Wills from Star Wars? Is that what they are?
Not quite.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning no on the builders too. Like you said, you can't just introduce a brand new random, because they are not like a part of the Marvel history and the galactic side of things. They were just like a random invasive species or whatever that were coming. Like they built the universe or something. I think that was all Hickman, whereas the Shi'ar Spartex have a history. So I agree. I don't think they'll do builders just because it's such a random, like, oh, this random alien species is invading. So
they were like a subset of the builders, weren't they? Because the builders came first, and they created these subsets to go to the different worlds that they created and be like the people.
There was like the engineers,
the gardeners.
Gardeners.
Yeah, I couldn't explain it. If I had to explain everything around the builders, which I would say I got internet's great, I wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, I think it's either maybe not the builders specifically, but some type of variation of storytelling from that, whether it's the Black Swans or not. But probably an equal chance it's just variants coming.
I think variants, yeah. Which leads us to our final question, and that is in regards to the Marvel's post-credit scene where Spectrum, Photon, goes into that universe where she meets Kelsey Grammer's Beast. And so in the comics there, you have these worlds that are these incursion moments where that opposite planet is doing the exact same thing as our Avenger planet is trying to do, and that is protect their planet. They're going to destroy that planet and make sure that our Earth survives. So if they have an opposite antithesis of heroes doing the same thing, it's going to be war, Avengers versus them. So we're kind of assuming that'll be the X-Men here. But my question is that the universe? Is that the X-Men that our Avengers are going to be fighting? That Monica Rambeau met them. They're going to be the incursion planet, and they're just going to simply try to defend that by destroying us or whatever. So is that what we're looking at here for the X-Men versus Avengers, Andy?
I think there's a good chance that happens, because we've been told obviously incursions are going to play a huge role in this film. So I think there's every chance that that's how it happens in terms of the X-Men coming across to our universe, or them interacting with each other anyway. And Monica Rambeau's that bridge between the two. Where the Magneto is like, I don't care, and he has this group of mutants that tries to attack the heroes of the 616. And yeah, either way, I think it's I would say about 80% likely that universe has an incursion with ours. Well, I keep saying ours, the 616.
I know. Well, that's pretty basically.
Yeah.
Love.
I kind of forgot this post-credit scene happened, and bringing it back to me, Doomsday has their work cut out for them, because we don't know what universe this is, right? Like, this is a random different universe.
I don't know.
And then also
it does have a designation, but I couldn't tell you. No, 838 was the Illuminati world.
Oh, you're right. No, they did. It had a number though when that scene started.
It does, but I can't remember what it is.
And then what universe is Doctor Strange and Clea in the post-credit scene where the incursion's happening? Is that a different one too?
616. They were in 616.
That was 616.
But then they left
and then they went into
the fabric of reality.
Yeah.
Oh, the Marvels was 10005. Really rolls off the tongue.
And we don't have a Fox X-Men number, do we?
I think we do. I think they've all been assigned.
I feel like they have two. It's like
you keep rolling. Sorry.
Eight. Yeah, I don't know. But why else would they?
There's just a lot going on. I feel like with these different post-credit scenes, no one's really been attached to each other. But I mean, I guess we have to go back to that universe, right? They're not just gonna like have Monica and Beast show back up in 6 months, like, hey, we're here, you know, we made it back.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I could see Monica being the one that finds out that these X-Men are planning to destroy our incursion, our planet. And she's like, whoa, 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 time out. That's where I'm from. And so then
Right.
somehow we'll get that information through her.
Okay.
Right.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, Dave said that Earth 10005 that's been officially designated to the Fox X-Men franchise universe.
Interesting.
So the original X-Men.
Oh, so they
that's
went
them.
to the Fox X-Men universe.
Well, that's not officially confirmed, but it just says here that specifically the X-Men franchise universe has been designated as Earth 10005.
And he just said that that's
post-credit
what was on
scene.
the post-credit scene.
I'm just gonna have a
Oh,
look to
okay.
see.
Yeah, so I didn't know that was a thing. So that's definitely the Fox X-Men.
And
Yeah,
is Kelsey Grammer OG or the new
Yeah.
cast?
he was
OG?
OG.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that does fit then with the casting.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, well, that does it for today. With Andy's first episode. Be on the lookout for,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
of course,
yeah,
Weekend Geeks. What's up?
Confirmed. It confirmed. Yeah, they are both the 10005 universe.
How about that?
Interesting.
How about that, Dave? 15550 is the X-Men universe.
That was what my theory was going to be.
Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
Confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
confirmed.
confirmed that the
the
original X-Men
hell?
universe and the post-credit scene from the Marvels is the original X-Men universe.
Oh, way to steal my thunder, guys. That was my whole note on this thing right here. And I looked out the window and saw Louis just sprinting on the other side of our fence. So I had to get up and run out there and go grab my dog as he's barking at me at the door. But that was my theory, was that why would you bring us into this thing for no reason? Some random universe where Beast is in it. I think it is. It's going to be the X-Men universe. Well, shit. Excuse my phrasing. I didn't know it was confirmed. But yeah, it makes sense. And they're bringing in the old X-Men. So what better way? We've already been introduced to the universe they're in now in the MCU with Beast here. So that just kind of stole my thunder on this whole thing. When was that confirmed?
Well, we just looked it up, and there just both designated 10005.
Well, that sucks. I mean, I guess it's cool, but yeah, that was my whole thing.
Then you got to think. So we thought Doom would orchestrate this X-Men versus Avengers thing, but now it's probably just these are the two incursion planets coming at each other.
Yeah, and then Doom's gonna kind of come in on a third. Yeah, because I figured the only option was it was just a wasted Chapek era type storyline that they were going in a different direction and we're gonna abandon. But yeah, that makes
when
sense.
he said the others in the movie theater, the Fox X-Men or the post-credit scene was the first thing I thought of. I kind of thought, oh, X-Men, but there's just so many other possibilities.
I thought Illuminati or Avenger variations.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
Illuminati. Yeah, So now I'm starting to think that we're going to have an incursion, and that's going to be your Earth-based problem. Whoever Avengers are on Earth, and then there's going to be your like interdimensional travelers doing their thing with Doom, Fantastic Four, and stuff. Maybe the Thunderbolts. Well, so the Thunderbolts you would think would be Earth-based, but then you got the Fantastic Four coming into their post-credit scene. I'm just babbling at that point. But yeah, man, I think
that was a
we'll
different ship. So that wasn't even the Fantastic Four that we
don't
just
know.
saw.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So all types of curveballs.
Right. So yeah, he doesn't have to orchestrate that fight. They're just going to be defending each other's planets, potentially. Right. We're theorizing here, folks. But that does it as far as questions. Any other thoughts?
No, my only thought is we talked about RDJ and Iron Man and Doom and everything coming back. And I was just thinking about that. I think that started as a question. Could we see RDJ as Tony Stark or Iron Man again? And I would like to say, I hope we don't. We said goodbye to him. We did our emotional goodbye. I think it would be undoing stuff to just have him appear as Iron Man one more time. Even if it was just a quick throwaway thing, unless it's a flashback, I don't think you do it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
My only question with RDJ's gigantic contract and the fact that actors usually don't want to do that with a mask on, I thought there's a possibility just for contractual reasons that he would show up more as Tony Stark. Because, dude, I don't want to see Doom without his mask, like more than, 10, 20% of the time. I want his Doom mask on. So would RDJ do that? I don't know.
We keep doing that, though. Mando had to take off his mask. Master Chief never wears his mask in Halo. It's just these damn actors. They got to have their faces showing.
when they take their mask on and off, so like in Spider-Man
Often.
Endgame, he gets blasted from the fire raining thing, and he lands with the Infinity Gauntlet, like, and his mask is off. He's like, what are you doing here? The scene,
Well,
I don't know.
Well, story-wise, would it be more beneficial to have his mask on or mask off for his plan? You know, do you want him showing his face as Tony Stark to get the
Yeah,
Avengers,
right.
or do you want his mask on so they don't know who he is?
Yeah, so I think the first 30, you're going to see RDJ's face plenty, right? I think the majority of that would very likely be in the earlier parts of that movie before we all realize he's Doom, right? But I hope once he is Doom, he just keeps that damn mask on for the most part.
Yeah, same.
Sweet.
So I guess we don't need Cillian Murphy.
Shit, we have theorized the crap out of Doomsday, and we still have like a year to go. So we'll definitely be slowing down on that unless some crazy news comes out.
Which it will.
Other than that, we're actually going to, for the first time, cover an ongoing comic series. So we're going to cover Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman. First 3 volumes, the volume 3 trade just released. Other than that, look out for our Week in Geeks news. And yeah, we got a new beautiful guest here. That's permanent, so he's not going anywhere. And that should do it, folks. So we'll see you next time on Why So Sidious, a Nerd podcast.